All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back. It's me, Addy, again, and I hope you guys are doing amazing as always. We're here with a pretty impromptu stream. I'm sorry to announce this earlier, because I just found out not very long ago at all, like less than an hour ago, that there's a friggin' Sony State of Play happening right now here at 5 p.m. Eastern. So of course you have to check this out together. Historically, that's what we've always done. Some of the most exciting game announcements tend to take place here. Well, not always, but every now and again you get a pretty solid State of Play. Like last year in February, like this time last year, we got the freaking crazy Death Stranding 2 trailer. So here's hoping we can get something else in that vein during this event. I know there's like a special Death Stranding 2 thing that's about to take place in March where we might actually get it, but who's to say we won't hear. And also a whole bunch of other crazy stuff in general has happened at this event. So yeah, we're always going to check this out whenever we can, and today we can. So I'm here and we're going to be taking a look at this. Made it just in time. Let me go ahead and jump right into the actual stream of it that Sony/PlayStation are doing here. Let's freaking go, man. I'm excited. Glad I could make it in time. There's so many things we could potentially look forward to. Of course, I'm always going to hope for anything Death Stranding 2 related, even though it may not be realistic for it to be here, because like we said, there's going to be a special event for that dedicated to that game by Kojima Productions in March, right? And Kojima teased that he's working on a trailer, so he might not exactly be done with it. There's also Resident Evil 9 that I'm looking forward to. It's been a minute since we got anything Resident Evil related, right? Typically, you get a new announcement for a Resident Evil game every like 1 to 2 years, right? And this is the longest we've gone in a while without any information on the upcoming game, right? So it could be RE9, it could be another remake. We'll see. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, there's just a lot in general that could surprise us. So let's freaking go. What's up, Pickle? Another one. What could they be announcing? They haven't already. A lot of things, actually. We're looking forward to another Death Stranding 2 trailer, potentially. Maybe the Final Fantasy 9 remake as well. That's more wishful thinking. Resident Evil 9. Last of Us Remastered 2.0. Full price for an upgrade on hair graphics. Lol. Don't give them any ideas. Let's not manifest that. That would suck. But yeah, looking forward to this. Always fun to check this out on stream. I also looked at some of the Overwatch stuff. That's something else I wanted to talk about for the next major expansion for Overwatch, or rather seasonal update, which I think is rolling around in Season 15. They're adding in a bunch of things. I actually left my live stream, or I'm sorry, I tuned into a live stream earlier on today just to get the Twitch drop for the new Lucio skin. I haven't played Overwatch in a minute, but I'll never say no to any new cosmetics for my most played hero. But I wasn't really expecting anything from the live stream itself, from the updates that they were going to be announcing, which might be obvious as to why that is to a lot of you out there. But no, surprisingly, there was quite a bit of substantial stuff that they announced, which if time permits after this stream, or I'm sorry, after this reaction to the State of Play, we might go over. I think that could be kind of fun. But in a nutshell, there are quite a few things. So like, they are bringing back loot boxes, which are going to be part of the battle pass. So you'll be able to like grind those naturally. They'll be part of the free tiers, which I kind of like. I'm a fan of that. A couple new mythic skins, a new game mode, a pretty substantial one. It's like a large scale mode called Stadium, which I'm not super hyped on, but it looks like they basically revamped a lot of the work they had for the PvE with the talents and all of that and the skill trees into an actual PvP mode, which is what that is essentially. And a couple of other things too, which I can't really remember off the top of my head, but yeah, so they're bringing back some little things as well. Like you can see your rank now finally when you're playing the game. It's like they're trying to go back to Overwatch 1 without actually admitting it because they know deep down, and I'm pretty sure the community has made that very clear to them at this point, that that was clearly a superior game. They never should have been a sequel, but we won't retread that territory. Yeah, they're bringing back rank portraits when you play. They're bringing back 6v6. Of course, that's another big thing. There's open queue for 6v6 at the moment for competitive, but I'm pretty sure they'll eventually kind of meld that with the role queue stuff. And what actually probably the biggest thing, yeah, definitely the most substantial thing was the perks that you can now equip the heroes with. I thought that was pretty cool. So now all the heroes, you can actually modify the way their abilities work. And I was watching a little bit of gameplay from one of the streamers who was at Blizzard. And some of the Lucio things in particular look pretty damn cool. Some of these perks look really busted. So yeah, I mean, you might check out some of the snippets of that 30 to 40 minute live stream that Blizzard did just to go over some of the highlights and stuff. I didn't really expect anything too substantial from it. I would have checked that out on stream as well if I was. But yeah. There's a Resident Evil 9 trailer. I may physically explode. I think it's safe to assume that we're going to get something RE9 related very, very soon, if not during this event, because RE4, I believe, was revealed during a State of Play as well. I remember we checked that out on stream back in 2022. They must really be hurting for players if they're bringing back loot boxes. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I will take loot boxes over a battle pass any day of the week. That's just me. Like, I'll say it. Not a fan of the battle pass system. Much preferred loot boxes, and I've seen a lot of people share that sentiment too, but I like the way that they're kind of implementing them, where they're kind of trying to mix them in with the battle pass system in a way that makes sense. But all right, here we go. State of Play has begun. Let's manifest some dope reveals. It's a 40-minute event as well, so it's longer than the usual State of Play, the average State of Play, which I think is like 30-ish minutes. Like 20 to 30 minutes, so it's a good like 10 to 20 minutes longer. More Monster Hunter Wild stuff. Not big on this game, but I know a lot of people who are excited. Blizzard has a horrible track record with not being able to balance a goddamn thing. I can't imagine the trouble with balancing perks. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute probably for them to actually make everything work in a way that's cohesive and conducive to like a fun player experience. It's definitely going to be very janky when they initially roll out all that stuff, but it is cool that finally Marvel Rivals came in clutch, right? And got them to get their act together and gave them some solid competition. This is exactly what I want, was for Marvel Rivals to serve as healthy competition to Blizzard. I mean, I feel like pretty clearly all these changes are coming from a place of, okay, a lot of people are kind of jumping ship. We need to do something to significantly spice things up. And I'm glad that they finally are, and this whole kind of situation is taking place for that. Saw Capcom and I was hopeful. Monster Hunter, blah. It looks exciting for the people who are into it. I'm happy for them. Monster Hunter is amazing. There's nothing wrong with it. I just personally am not into it as much. I tried playing it, but it wasn't for me. This game genuinely looks pretty amazing, and I know a lot of people who are very hyped. So that's awesome. You found a Squirrel Girl as your hero. Mantis and Squirrel Girl are my go-to characters. Even if I like playing Iron Man, he's too fucking slow. His in-air movement speed is awful. I like Iron Man a lot. He's pretty fun. Squirrel Girl is cool too. Very easy to play, which I can appreciate. But yeah, my top 3 heroes are probably Hela, Venom, and... what was the other one again? Mantis for support. I enjoy Hawkeye a lot too in quick play, but I don't really play him in ranked because my aim is so consistent. Or sorry, inconsistent. But he's incredibly fun. Most fun I've ever had with archery or, you know, a ranged sniper in games. She's Junkrat, but actually fun, in my opinion. Hated Junkrat in Overwatch. Didn't enjoy playing him at all. It's cool because she is a lot like him, but actually fun to play. Cool beans, man. I'm wondering what game is going to take up a majority of their airtime during this event. My initial thought was, okay, it's definitely Death Stranding 2 because Kojima is known for these like long cinematics, right? And coverage. But knowing that there's going to be a specific event for that in March, I highly doubt we're going to see it here, you know? Also popped off as Widow for a few games. I feel like her hitbox is a little busted. Can't hit shots, but it was popping off as Widow. Yeah, Widow's really fun. I played her a good bit when I initially got into Rivals. My very first stream of it, I was honestly very surprised how much fun I was having playing Widow. And how much I was actually hitting my shots. Because I generally never play snipers. And once again, like, this game somehow has made me have some of the most fun that I have ever had playing snipers in a game. This game looks really cool. I'm a sucker for platformers with a really cool aesthetic. Saw Sega and Ninja went straight to Shinobi? Interesting. I haven't heard of Shinobi. Not familiar. What's up, Alex? How's it going, man? Thank you for dropping in. Time to play that station. Facts. I see what you did there. Yeah, it is Shinobi. There you go. Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Looks cool. We have this at max quality? We don't. Change that. Probably should get this to max quality. I thought that was just their live stream. Let me refresh so we can catch up. Oh, okay. I guess we're gonna have to watch it from here. That's fine. Sega is bringing back the OGs? Hell yeah. I haven't really played a lot of Sega games growing up. I had a Genesis. Enjoyed some of the games I played on that. Streets of Rage was super duper fun. I like the beat 'em ups on the Sega. Yeah, this is 1440, right? Okay, good. Maybe they haven't set their bitrate very high. Biggest third-party whore there is, Sonic. Let's go. Yeah, here's some Sonic stuff right here. Sonic's cool. Once again, a series I've never really been into personally, but I can respect it. I remember trying to play Sonic growing up on the Sega. I didn't enjoy it. The platforming felt really weird. It just wasn't for me, but that's more of a me thing. Definitely see why people enjoy Sonic. I don't see how Sonic is still around, man. They had 3 good games and that was so long ago. Though the power of nostalgia is a powerful thing. The power is powerful. It's a hell of a drug.
Break free. Become unbound from the laws that govern reality.
What is this? I like Bondi.
Years of time once again.
An apocalypse looms over parallel worlds.
Mario stomps Sonic hard. I definitely prefer Mario myself. I remember back in the day, Sega's slogan was Sega does what Nintendo don't. That was pretty funny.
Embark on a journey alongside gods, heroes, and monsters of bygone eras.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting Sonic fan fiction out there, to say the least.
Digimon.
I was putting it mildly. Oh, it's Digimon, okay. I had a lot of friends, well, not a lot of friends, but I knew a person or two way back in the day. I knew some folks who were super into Digimon, the anime.
The story of a bond that transcends time.
Digimon Storm. This is hurting my eyes. Time what? It's Time Stranger, okay. Okay. Okay.
大家好，我是《输入之魂》的创作者杨斌。从一名独立开发者到今天与 PlayStation 携手，一路走来已历经10年。《输入之魂》结合了流畅爽快的战斗体验与丰富多样的世界设计，玩家将在各具风格的场景中探索，面对充满个性的敌人，同时与有趣的角色互动，逐步揭开精彩的故事。接下来，我非常激动地向大家展示全新的游戏预告，并正式确认游戏的发布日期。
Cool, cool. China Hero Project.
I keep having the same dream.
I get so hyped when you see Sony Interactive Entertainment pop up
Where monsters invade
in front of a
our
black
world.
screen.
A powerful being falls from the sky. And when it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream ends.
He asked, can you please manifest something RE
It's
related?
really just a dream.
I would love that.
My only hope lies with you.
Would absolutely love that. Same, dude, same. Come on.
Come, Kaiser.
Let's use our collective manifestation powers.
Linked through dimensions together.
I'm gonna spam this in the chat. There you go, some manifestation powers.
I see great power within you, a destiny waiting to be fulfilled.
Here are the main things that I want. Well, there are 4 really, but a majority of those are like hard copium or hopium or however you want to put it.
Let me be your vengeance.
Like, one is obviously Bloodborne. That's like peak copium or peak hopium. We're never gonna get anything Bloodborne related, but we'll never stop hoping, especially since the 10-year anniversary is coming up in like a month. The other thing is Death Stranding 2, which is hopium because we know that once again in March there's going to be a special event for it.
You never wanted to be
Final Fantasy 9, we know it exists, but it's probably not going to be revealed anytime soon.
Your power, Arena.
I don't know if it'll even be revealed during a state of play. Square Enix typically don't do their own events, right? So it would probably have to be during one of these. I have no idea. And then RE9 is like the least, like it's the lowest on that tier list of what's feasible and what's reasonable to expect.
Today from partners around the world.
Because it could very well happen. It has to happen at some point. Even if my wallet will cry when they reveal a collector's edition, I will sacrifice every soul my ginger ass has ever collected to the gods of Capcom to please reveal something. I mean, kind of already did at the start. Are you still gonna sacrifice your soul? I remember I got super debated on Half-Life 3 at the Game Awards. Yeah, I know Half-Life 3 has just been such a long-running meme at this point.
Ichiban Kasuga and other Like a Dragon characters team
It was cool to see that they were bringing back Okami for a lot of fans who were very excited for that, or who absolutely love that property.
Dave the Diver Ichiban's Holiday arrives this April on PS5 and PS4.
Ichiban and Dave the Diver? Hell yeah.
Gate 2 Alpha begins February 27th.
I remember seeing stuff about Dave the Diver. I've never played it, but since we react to these events all the time, I've learned about it.
Futuristic physics to dominate the arena and play a new 24-player mode where 3 teams compete on a massive map.
Half-Life 3 shows up, I may expire right here, right now. Well, yeah, good thing it won't, because I don't want you to die.
My name is Paul Hayden. I'm here to give you an exclusive first look in the future of the WWE 2K franchise.
You can threaten me with your disintegration if you see Half-Life 3 for as long as you want, because I'm sorry, dude. You're never gonna see it.
Players enter an online environment filled with WWE-themed landmarks, quests,
Big Yakuza fan? Hell yeah.
events, and shops.
Yeah, Alex, I dropped you a follow the other day, and I was watching a bit of your Yakuza VOD. I've seen that you've been playing that.
The island also offers
Yeah, Yakuza looks very fun. I'll have to like try it out myself sometime.
to personalize their
Bigger meme than Duke Nukem Forever at this point, which honestly is kind of pathetic. Lol.
as the first of its kind for the franchise.
Yeah, these games just don't compete with me.
It's not just an addition, it's a
Who plays WWE?
toward the future.
My brother in 2002, back when it was cool on the PS2.
Gentlemen, to the
And I say this from the perspective of someone who seldom played it myself, but I was the annoying kid brother who thought it looked cool. But yeah, like, generally these games I have zero interest in. Borderlands 4. Hey, okay.
What's up? I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Everyone loves this
I'm
guy.
Randy from Gearbox, and you know why we're here. We're here for you. Are you ready? It's 2025.
Thank you. Those are boring streams, to be honest, because that was a horrible stream game. Really?
Go!
I feel like it's a pretty electrifying series just because of how much goofiness there is in them. Yep, Randy jump scare. Okay, low-key, I'm looking forward to this, and I'll tell you guys why. Because recently, me, Ian, and Flamin picked up pretty much every single Borderlands game for less than $30 on Steam. There was like a huge sale, and we started playing the first one. Because I played pretty much all of them except the first game. So we decided, oh hey, none of us has played this one, let's just go into where it all started, and it was kind of fun. We were playing a good bit of it the other night. So I might be kind of like getting back on the Borderlands wagon, and I might eventually get this. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. One of those series that just has a ridiculously fun and addictive gameplay loop.
Long now, Borderlands 4 is going to break free for its special state of play this spring.
I remember you were saying that, yeah.
Exclusively on Borderlands 4.
We're diving deep.
I didn't really enjoy Borderlands 3 much either.
4, state of play for combat.
Never finished it.
Hunters, action skills, exploration and discovery, everything. You're gonna see more guns than you can even count.
All on PlayStation 5, but Randy, do you have anything else for us?
I think I do, Randy.
Well, what is it? Don't hold out on me, Randy.
I'll feed you, baby bird. Who wants a launch date for Borderlands 4?
This Randy.
Well, Borderlands 4 launches worldwide for everyone on September 23rd, 2025.
We got work.
Okay, release date.
Spring.
September 2025. I'm pretty sure the third one came out in September 2 of 2019. I remember being so excited for it because Borderlands 2 was peak, dude. Borderlands 2 is a masterpiece of a game.
Look,
And I played 3 and I was like, yeah, this is pretty alright too, but I just kind of like dropped off halfway through. It just didn't hit the same.
Nice to meet you too.
Smell the flavor bit of menthol cigarettes and Randy from here. Yeah, what did I feel like Randy was about to say? A day of reckoning will come. He's giving me some serious Papa John's vibes. They might be long lost brothers.
Well, I kind of need yours.
It is, but there's a lot of back and forth between completely animated cinematics and in-game engine cinematics with voice acting, and then non-voice acted static scenes that is still all main story stuff. So I don't know, but that's so typical of those games to have like 3 different styles of storytelling within 5 minutes. Yeah, I remember a lovely lad in this community who I haven't seen in a minute, so I hope he's doing well. But he's like one of the OGs who used to hang out here all the time, like the first couple years I was streaming. Devil Never Cry. He changed his name, I think, to Drake Buster. He was also streaming, and I would catch a lot of his streams of Yakuza, and genuinely looked like a really fun and funky series. Like, there was a lot going on at once. It was just unbelievably true to itself and based, you know? Like, it radiates the energy of, like, the developers just want to have fun, and it doesn't matter what the characters end up doing or what silly stuff they end up saying or how they end up acting, as long as it's all just conducive to the player having a good time, you know? Which I can actually absolutely respect. I love it when games are just unbelievably based like that, you know? And there's some genuinely interesting character stuff too, like, I think he was playing Zero.
Looks like it penetrated.
And,
we need to inspect the hull.
yeah, I thought that the stuff with the characters was very compelling.
Doesn't look too bad.
Like Majima and Kiryu, I think, is the main guy. I have to play that series myself sometime.
My body's going one way and my mind's going another.
This is one of those high-quality motion captured games.
With an alien organism.
Big budget Sony.
Sometimes.
Never forget why you started.
But sure, I forgot about the quarry.
Lord have mercy.
Do you think Williams knows more about this substance than he's letting on? You can't take any chances with him.
Yeah, the characters seem really iconic in Yakuza.
It's changing its cellular structure. It's replicating the human form. It's replacing us.
I know this will be difficult to hear, but if you're still out there, you deserve the truth.
I find it hard to get into these games as well, man. Like the really high quality motion captured games. Directive 8020. I can't remember the last one of these. Well, the last one I played like this, it was like extremely hyper, like photorealistic, was Callisto Protocol. Yeah. That's all I'll say about that is yeah. I know Until Dawn is meant to be really good. Haven't played that though.
Edwin Murray has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse.
Kind of horror game.
Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us. It's a kind of prototype.
Corey was hot garbage. God, it was so bad. Don't know how they go from Until Dawn to that. Oh, that's why I remember it. It was the same guys that made Until Dawn.
Aware of the slim but non-zero chance that you could sustain significant injuries while attempting to retrieve it, including but not limited to.
FNAF just needs to die already. It has been going on for a long time.
To go smoothly and without incident, but just in case, we suggest you get your affairs in order before arriving.
Honestly, respect to the devs for chasing that bag. Cool how their franchise became so massive and that is still going pretty strong. There's like a huge market for it. And now we're at this point where there's like a live action movie too.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being
So sick of that series. I never played it and it's not for me, so it doesn't really affect me much. Like good for the fans, I guess.
We're the creators of the Midnight Walk,
cozy horror game created
But yeah, it's like,
where you will
we get it, it's the same thing essentially.
Terrors that want to devour you and your little lantern creature.
Same thing, different coat of paint.
Together with your little friend, you must outsmart these terrors and bring back fire to this mad world we've handcrafted for you.
So please enjoy this short gameplay preview.
This game looks interesting.
One woke from a deep slumber.
Has a cool aesthetic.
Fire? I'd almost forgotten how it felt.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland vibes.
Firecracker? I reckon you must be headed for Moon Mountain.
Has like a stop motion frame rate. Very cool. Ooh. I kind of dig this.
To make things clear.
Very cool. The Midnight Walk. Okay. Always appreciate devs who are very experimental. It's a VR game too. Okay. Okay. Stuttery animation is not for me and get a massive headache. Understandable.
That updated look at the Midnight Walk. Up next, a quirky new adventure from Konami.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'll end up playing it, but it's just fun to know that these games exist. Like, one of the fun things about watching these events
In Darwin's
is knowing what kind of games developers are making and kind of staying in the loop. I don't know, might sound weird, but that's something I kind of enjoy getting from these as well.
Use Darwin's natural camouflage.
Another Crab's Treasure ripoff, now that you mention it.
And save the world from aliens.
Kind of like a stealth platformer. Yeah, interesting.
We're excited to reveal a brand new title from Koei Tecmo Games and Omega Force.
Oh, let's go.
Warriors Abyss, a roguelite spin on the Warriors franchise.
A roguelite, you say? I like Koei Tecmo.
Descend into
This could be
hell.
cool.
Call on powerful allies
I don't know, though.
and experiment
Actually,
with tons of playstyle
it
combinations
may not be
to
for me.
send the enemy
I don't like these top-down games as much, which have a lot of like different commands you have to like hover over and stuff. Well, it doesn't exactly have that,
Roguelike
but
hell awaits when Warriors Abyss
yeah, I don't
launches
know.
on PS5 and PS4 later today.
Oh, cool. It's a shadow drop.
For whom are you working? I won't forgive you. Prepare yourself.
Is it a Vampire Survivors?
Era classic returns.
No, this one is no. Same Diablo 3 is the only one I liked, and even then Diablo 3 was mid. I couldn't even get into that.
Features, including fine-tuned
I just don't like top-down ARPGs or CRPGs. They're not really for me.
Jubei's hard-boiled journey, and fight through a world of turmoil alongside
I like first and third-person games.
Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny.
Any game where you have to like hover over an ability to cast it, but then also have to like read a big passage of text. I kind of don't enjoy it that much.
Let's check out a new trailer for Capcom's latest entry in the series, Onimusha Way of the
I just like those kind of games where you are in a first-person point of view or third person. You see a weapon on the floor. You see green arrows saying that it's better than what you have. You pick it up and go, hey, let's go. Now I'm strong. I'm good, strong man. Let's go. Resident Evil -1. It's here. It's happening. It said Capcom. This looks like the RE engine. Right? Stop it. Stop giving me hope. It's definitely not Resident Evil. Yeah, this is the new Onimusha game that they announced last time. Is it in the RE engine though? That's amazing. It's gotta be, right? It has a very distinct look to it. Or wait a minute, what is... Yeah, no, this is... I just saw some SCPs and I got excited. Yeah, I know, Monster Hunter uses the RE engine as well. It's a great engine, I love it. It's almost witchcraft how good it is. Dude, this actually looks insanely fun. Okay, I love this style of game. God damn, the combat looks sick. Samurai, like, yeah, that's not even an issue because most of them have been absolute bangers. Like, pretty much every single one that I've played. Onimusha Way of the Sword. Okay, now that we've seen a bit of gameplay and it looks the way it does, I'm actually kind of on board. We heard about this happening, but I wasn't really sold on it because I've never historically been an Onimusha player. I think it's now time for me to get on board, clearly. I mean, great first impressions from the little bits of stuff that we saw. Those are typically the kinds of games I like playing. Is this, yep, MGS3 remake. Comes out August.
He's coming here, I'm sure of it.
Can't wait for this, man.
America is out to destroy the shadow.
The Metal Gear Marathon is going to be legendary.
The philosopher's legacy. Then they're out to kill me.
We're going to do a Metal Gear Marathon.
What's the story between you and the boss?
She was like a mother.
This game looks ridiculously good, so from everything we've seen so far.
Do you hear me, Snake? We are the sons of the boss.
I see it! The fear!
A great and terrible fury at being alive.
A host of sorrows. And you are one of them.
Why'd you come back? There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
But I still have the Shagohod and the legacy. There is nothing America can do to stop us.
Hopefully Konami doesn't shit the bed. Lots of MGS fans are very skeptical about this game. I don't think they will. We've seen like a solid amount of gameplay and coverage of it. And it looks like they have a solid grasp of what a remake should be. Yeah, there you go, August. August 28th. I did hear about the release date. And what I think is very, very cool is how you can change the perspective through which you play. So if you want, you can toggle back to the way that the game looked in terms of the camera in the original game. And also like the remade POV as well. So it's like they want to honor the original as much as possible. Like there are a lot of green flags. For example, the fact that they brought back David Hayter as Snake, right? That's a really big one in general, in my opinion.
When the fury of emotions sparks the fire of violence.
Konami is a low down dirty as fuck company though. Yeah, they've been weird in the past, that's for sure. But it seems like they're in a place now where they've accepted they can't make anything original. Because the last time they tried that, it sucked.
I stood in the home I was born in. In that moment, I felt the connection.
Epsilon 11, sound off. Where are my men?
I think I remember we saw the reveal of this.
Use your next move wisely.
What happened here? Madness and hatred and lots of it. Impossible. It's you.
It looks really interesting.
We've begun to uncover.
I'm getting a lot of Death Stranding vibes with his gear that he has on. But he's walking through Timefall for a second. Hell is Us. Yeah, I remember we saw the reveal for this in the during the Game Awards, I'm pretty sure. Lots of games coming out around the fall period. Oh, here we go. Liza P DLC. Finally. W game, W devs. They took their time. It's been a minute.
Winter all of a sudden.
This is sick.
I'm sorry.
I love this game.
What a pleasure to meet a stalker worthy of the name. It's been far, far too long.
Set during the winter.
Friend, help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
She was looking for someone.
Legendary. She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost.
Oh shit. Dude, the weapons are insanely fucking awesome in this game. I can't wait to see what we get to use in this. 10 out of 10 combat, 10 out of 10 weapons.
Whatever it takes. Your survival is
Incredibly cool level traversal.
nothing else comes close, not even my life.
Look at this shit, man.
Not again.
Liza P Overture. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Summer 2025? Okay. We're not too far off from it. I'm gonna have to do another playthrough, man, because the first ending I got was pretty scuffed. I gotta get the other ending. Ridiculously fun game, though. Let's go, man. Absolutely amazing. It's gonna be insanely good. Yeah, what is this game? You know what? I'm happy if Liza P is the only thing that we get in this event. I'm okay with that. If you don't get anything else that I'm looking forward to, that's fine. I'll take it.
We don't know where our children.
We've been wondering when the Liza P DLC is going to come out, and now we have our answer, and now we've gotten to see what it looks like, and you just know it's going to be peak. Another very experimental title. An indie game. Dreams of Another. Okay. Cute.
皆さんこんにちは。Qゲームスのクリエイティブディレクターのバイオンです。私の最新作ドリームオブサナザーはいかがだったでしょうか。破壊なくして想像はないというテーマのもと、ドリームオブサナザーではシューティングゲームの常識を覆す体験ができます。武器で傷つけたり破壊するのではなく、抽象化している散らばった世界を具体化して想像することができるのです。本作ではポイントクラウドというテクノロジーを採用し、プレイヤーは幻想的な夢の世界やダイナミックな変化を与えることができます。
That's an interesting idea.
PS5 登場予定で、本日からウィッシュリストへの追加ができます。
Right on.
ありがとうございました。
Hey everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani, and I'm excited to
It's a pretty inventive idea, using weaponry in games not to destroy but to create.
Days
I kind of dig the idea.
The definitive version of Ben Studios' post-apocalyptic.
I know a lot of people are going to be excited for this.
PS5 with VRR support and PS5.
Even though I don't think it really needed one. Everyone's going to be like, it didn't need one. And I kind of echo that sentiment, even though I never played it because
and speedrun modes, and enhanced photo
I've
mode,
seen the original. It holds up well.
A survival arcade mode with increased horde sizes that will provide a fresh way to experience Days Gone.
This is cool though. All the features are
And
adding.
if you purchase Days Gone on PlayStation 4, you can upgrade to a digital version of Days Gone Remastered and get
This
all
is the
the
Days Gone. This is as close as we're gonna get to a Days Gone 2 for the people who've been asking for it.
Remastered launches on PS5 April 25th. New DLC is coming to
The game was
Stellar Blade
fucking
this
awful, dude. I played it, so I can say that. A lot of people would disagree with you, surprisingly.
on a new boss battle.
It was mixed, to be fair.
Plus a new outfit.
But I have seen a lot of people who are very unhappy about the idea that PlayStation kind of left that game in the dust and focused on other properties.
Stellar Blade launched this
Because they thought it was genuinely pretty good and they wanted a sequel for it. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for those people because I didn't play it myself, but I have seen people pretty vocal about how they've wanted a sequel to it.
Launching in a game catalog, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
And they're obviously never going to do it, but I mean, that's the closest you'll get. So those people are going to get good.
See anything weird around these
Dragged way too long. I got so bored and it kept going and going and going.
Episodic
That
adventure,
sucks.
players will join 4 high school girls living through the defining summer of their lives. What begins as a tale of friendship will eventually blend reality, dreams, and the unknown into a dual timeline narrative.
Life is Strange?
The first episode of Lost Records, Bloom
Oh,
and
Lost
Rage
Records.
arrives February 18th, with the second episode arriving in April. We're also excited to confirm 2 unique indie titles that will launch into game catalog later this year. Explore a mysterious mansion and blueprints, a genre-bending architectural adventure.
Dude, Blueprints, hearing those words, or hearing that name reminds you of Blue Point.
Every door
And
is a
that
new
reminds you of the Blue
decision as
Point
you build out a
News.
sprawling manor with
Which makes me
45
sad.
shifting rooms, adding layers of strategy, puzzles, and
Yeah, really, might as well be Life is Strange. Look very similar.
Blueprints launches day 1 into game catalog this spring. Abiotic Factor is a 6-player survival crafting game from Playstack and Deep Field Games. Stranded miles beneath the surface, you and a team of scientists must craft ingenious gear and traps to outwit your enemies and make this bizarre underground complex.
Ingenious. That was so funny the other day.
Abiotic Factor will be available in game catalog when it launches this summer.
I'll never be able to
Now let's get a sneak peek at
see
games
the
coming
word
to
ingenious
PlayStation Plus
the same way ever again.
Coming soon are
I
the
don't think
first 3
Capcom is
Armored
going to
Core
do it.
titles for the
Yeah.
original PlayStation. Armored Core,
I don't think
Armored
so
Core
either.
Project Phantasma, and Armored Core Master of Arena. Meanwhile,
44
Catapult
minutes
3
ago. Oh, no, that was
slides its
before
way
it
into
started.
the
Okay.
Classics catalog next week.
I think we're approaching the end.
No one knows how that world came into being.
What's this game?
It devoured everything from the past.
Looks very Liza P coded once again.
Only I was left.
That's clearly something else.
That was a fatal mistake.
Final Fantasy 17. Same voice from BG3. Nice.
The aura of the Grail pieces. I can sense it. As long as it is reforged.
My wish can be fulfilled.
Oh god, it's Godzilla.
But wishes come at a price.
Victorian Godzilla.
One's wishes is to court one's doom.
Damn, this actually looks kind of sick. This looks low-key crazy. Shadow of the Colossus vibes with all these giants and stuff. And now we got like Souls-coded action potentially? No. This is definitely more pure action gameplay.
Holy Grail.
Action hack and slash.
This is a feast only for the king.
The enemies are definitely kind of Soulsborne-y. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus vibes. Exactly.
This is your final warning.
It's like a bunch of different games in one. Aesthetically. Definitely Shadowheart.
My quarrel lies not with you, but I will take back everything that belongs to me.
Looks like a really ambitious game. A lot of money behind it.
Is my soul.
It's crazy cool. Tides of Annihilation. Okay, this is brand new. Brand new IP.
The table is dead. It exists no more.
Protagonist is low-key cute though. I like that too. Might check that game out. I'll check out more stuff around it because it looks like a mishmash of a bunch of different types of games I like. For sure.
How do you feel? Is something bothering you?
Just some noise in my core.
It's like another mecha game. Oh shit, we're getting real cyberpunky here, apparently.
Deep down in the depths of Vulcan, you must retrieve the Architect's core.
Cyberpunk 2099. So far, the state of play sucks. W. Me and like 90% of the state of plays.
You know I would never.
That's like all 90% of them. They're the 10% though. When they're good, they're good.
But the path we walk.
Like the February 2024 one was amazing.
I remember you.
The September one was decent. We got Ghost of Yotei announced. You get the odd state of play here and there that actually has a game that you're looking for or looking forward to.
My memory's still a bit blurry.
But on average, most of them will have like their best game being something that you'll be like, oh, I wasn't really expecting that, but that's cool. They're just kind of mediocre.
I have these gaps inside my head. Sound like it's a 10-minute window.
Hold up, I might play that one. That looked interesting. Yeah, Doom Titanfall mashup. Yeah, I'm excited for April 2nd. I'm also excited for March with the Death Stranding panel. Or not the panel, but the special event with the trailer and everything.
All I know is that Silvercorp is a piece of my story.
Exactly. Most of them are brand new IPs, is usually the issue.
I'll cover you. All this time,
But pretty much 99% of us want to see games that we're already familiar with, like new installments in beloved franchises, or like remasters, or well, not even remasters, like remakes. New IPs, the issue is, we've known from recent years that they typically end up being really disappointing. Especially like when you don't have any gameplay to go by, there's nothing to be excited for. Like, the majority of this trailer doesn't tell us anything. You know? It's just a pretty looking cinematic. We actually don't know anything about this game.
Hello, I'm Leslie Benzies, director of Mind's Eye, Builder Rocket Boy's new action-adventure set in the fictional city of Red Rock, where AI and human greed collide.
Never pre-order any of these. Never pre-order anything.
All captured on PlayStation 5 Pro. We're now proud to share some gameplay footage with the
Call of Duty with robots.
high-octane driving,
potentially accurate.
on PlayStation 5 later this year.
So when I saw him pull up in a car, I'm like, zero interest. Like, this give me some weird, like... Let's give me weird Ubisoft Watchdog vibes. I don't know if I'm a fan of these visuals, bro.
What's going on in there?
Like, it looks simultaneously very 2014 coded. And in terms of the models, like something that would have come out in like the past 2 or 3 years. Like, the models look pretty good. But like, what are these environments? This looks like Watch Dogs. I don't know if I'm a fan of what I'm looking at. I can respect that there's gameplay, though.
The search and rescue bots. They're malfunctioning. They're attacking us.
This game looks like if Ubisoft actually tried to make something new, but it was Ubisoft at the end of the day still. That's what it looks like. Pre-order Resident Evil. And oh, holy shit. Hold up. PlayStation Studios. Is it going to be big?
It always comes back to this.
Okay, lock in. What are we getting? What are we getting? Who is this? What is this? Killzone 4? Oh, that's a good prediction.
This world. This moment. This choice.
Even has a 4 on his shoulder. That's actually a good call. First party game. What are they cooking?
Every time the sun dies, madness reigns. Then everything begins again. But after every death, I always come back stronger.
Yeah, the way he's narrating it makes it sound like a roguelike. This is gonna be like Returnal? I'll fuck with it.
I know that you are here, and I will find you.
Wait, is it Returnal 2? I saw like the bullets in a spiral and I got excited. Yeah, it's a new IP, Saros. Literally, I was like, is this Returnal 2? Returnal was amazing. Oh, it is Housemarque. It's the same developers. So it is Returnal 2, basically. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I'm happy with that. I'll fuck with that. I'll fuck with it. Dude, especially when you saw the spiral bullets, because of like the bullet hell nature of Returnal.
Creative director at Housemarque.
Let's
we
go.
are thrilled to announce that our latest game, Saros, is launching next year on PS5.
See, this is going to be an amazing game.
PS5 Pro.
I'm already sold on it.
Saros is the ultimate evolution of the Housemarque gameplay-first experience. It's a new single-player IP that builds on Returnal's award-winning third-person action. You play Arjun Devraj, performed by the brilliant Rahul Kohli. Arjun is a powerful enforcer searching for answers on a hostile, shape-shifting planet haunted by an
Brown Brothers in this game.
All of us at Housemarque can't wait to share more about Saros,
kind of cool,
with our first look at gameplay coming later this year. Thanks for watching.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I'm excited for this. This is gonna be peak. I hope. I mean, I have no reason to believe it won't be, because they poured their heart and souls into Returnal and made it the freaking greatest, like, AA, you know, third-person roguelike I've ever played. Anything like non-indie roguelike. That is what Returnal was. It's an incredibly ambitious roguelike in the coolest way possible. Bringing back one of the most beloved genres too, right? Like intertwining that with bullet hell stuff. You never get bullet hell games anymore, really. And they brought that genre back in one of the coolest ways possible. All right, you know what? This is exactly like what I was saying earlier. You go into these state of plays looking for like something specific, and then if you're lucky, you will end up getting a trailer for something you weren't expecting at all, but makes you go, okay, you know what? That's pretty awesome. I'll mess with it. And Saros, I think is what it's called, was definitely that for me. I love the way we kind of like started to realize it might have been a Returnal sequel or Returnal adjacent something. Especially when he was like narrating how if he dies he'll always come back, and you saw like the spiral bullet configuration, you know, especially when you saw that, and I was like, yeah, this is Returnal 2, and it wasn't, but then I saw the name of the developers. Amazing. I'm so excited, dude. Let's go. Returnal was one of my favorite games of 2022. I think it actually came out 21, but we streamed it in 22, had a ridiculous amount of fun with it. So I can't wait to see how they expand on that formula. I think it's really interesting and rather neat how it's not a direct sequel, but it's some kind of a spiritual successor, right? I love that. I freaking love that. So to recap the two biggest things for me from this state of play, definitely wasn't like the best state of play I've seen or anything like that, but like, you know, one of the best, one of the more exciting ones for sure. Liza P DLC. And yeah, this game right here. Excuse me while I drink heavily. Sorry you didn't get what you wanted. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get some RE9 stuff. That would have been cool. It'll happen at some point. It's just interesting that it's taken them this long to reveal it, right? Because like I said, it's usually 1.5 years that they reveal, and there's like that amount of time between when an RE game comes out and when they reveal the next one. And it's been over like almost over 2 years, right? Come May, When did... Yeah, no, dude, literally come March. Because that's when Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, right? Was March of 2023. In 1 month, it would have been 2 years. So this is like the longest they've gone ever since Resident Evil 7, obviously. This is the longest that they have gone without announcing the next Resident Evil. So, yeah, fascinating. I wonder when that's going to be. And it would absolutely be during one of these, right? We're always going to hope for Resident Evil 9 to be announced during one of these, the state of plays. Shit better be huge. I think it'll be something pretty cool, for sure. I definitely think it'll be something pretty cool. But yeah, that was the state of play. Excited for Saros. Excited for Liza P's DLC. Quite a few release dates that we got as well. Right, Metal Gear Solid Delta comes out in September, or August, sorry. And then there's also something else too that we found out the release date for. Not super substantial, but still. I think Capcom at the moment is full steam ahead for Monster Hunter. I think so too, actually. That makes a lot of sense. I think like once Wilds is out, yeah, probably summertime. I think once Wilds comes out, that's when they'll kind of go full send on RE9. That makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. Cool stuff, man. I enjoy this a lot. Well, maybe not a lot, but still, you know, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. Most of the Sony State of Plays are generally a lot more underwhelming than this, at least for me. The past couple have not been horrible, right? This might be actually a little bit better than the last one for me. I think the last one, the only cool thing was Ghost of Yotei, and that was about it. And that was the final game too. They usually save the best for last, clearly. And this time around, I'm way more excited for what they saved for last. So. Could have been Xbox. Facts. Xbox Direct wasn't that bad last June, to be honest. There were quite a few banger reveals. Right, like Doom Dark Ages, for example. I think, honestly, Xbox has been cooking with their reveals. Maybe not on the console, like, side of things. But in terms of their reveals, they've been kind of popping as of late. And I'm kind of looking forward to this summer, especially with, yeah, like Doom Dark Ages and maybe like the Xbox event itself, because there are a lot of rumors that strongly suggest that they might end up doing an Oblivion remaster or remake of some kind. Bethesda, and so that's likely where we're going to see that revealed, if at all, you know? But yeah, that was basically the state of play. I'm wondering now, like, should we go over the Overwatch stuff? It might be kind of fun to talk about it, because I didn't, like, even plan on streaming any of that coverage, because I didn't expect big things from the Overwatch live stream that took place today. I just, like, turned my live stream on, or, I'm sorry, I tuned into one of the live streams, probably, I think, yeah, play Overwatch, and a bit of a streamer covering it for the skin drop in-game. But then I started watching a little bit genuinely, and I was like, okay, damn, this is some substantial stuff that actually might be really good for the game. So, might genuinely want to check it out. I don't know if we'll watch the video of it, because I already saw a bunch of that, but literally, if we like type this in, we'll probably be able to like pull up a TLDR of some kind by an outlet that just goes over all the new changes. Most of it, like, the coverage is obviously going to be around the loot boxes coming back, right? Hold on, let me pull something up here. Okay, there we go. 11 important changes coming to Overwatch 2. We'll just look at a TLDR. I highly recommend, if you guys are curious about what the changes are, to actually watch the Spotlight video that was originally live streamed. We can kind of go over all of this stuff, right, real quick. Just because Overwatch is a game that we stream from time to time on Twitch. It's a game that I used to be massively into. Not as much anymore, but with these kind of changes they're proposing, and like I would hope that this sets a good precedent for the future of like things to come, right? That they continue to kind of like add in substantial updates like these. So right off the bat, I know a lot of people, myself included, were looking forward to maybe PvE returning in some way, because we were gutted when we originally heard about how they scrapped plans for PvE, when the whole point of the sequel was for PvE, right? So when they announced that today, on February 12th, they would be unveiling some pretty big updates for the future of Overwatch, we all got really excited that, oh, okay, maybe they revamped the PvE into something, or maybe they're bringing it back somehow. So we'll get that out of the way first. PvE, sadly, there's no indication of it coming back. None of that was covered in these 11 changes that are coming to Overwatch 2. But to me, the biggest one was this, right? I like that this article begins with perks. So yeah, the most important change coming to Overwatch 2 is the addition of perks. So it turns a shooter into a MOBA, basically. It already does have MOBA elements to it, but they kind of lean more heavily into that side of things with this update. So you upgrade your hero throughout a match, and fundamentally change their ability to cater to your playstyle. So yeah, throughout the match, you will have the option, which I think is it's at left alt or something like that. I was watching a streamer who was at Blizzard messing around with the system, and they gave you a new key at the bottom left that shows you what to press to open this. And when you open this menu, it's not just these two as well, from what I understand. You get a series of perks that you can actually select between for your character that doesn't change their abilities. It doesn't like swap the actual abilities out for anything, but modify them in some way. So for Orisa, for example, Heat Dissipator, critical hits from your primary fire refund heat. Fleeting Bulwark, Fortify briefly grants an additional 100% decaying over health when activated. So whenever you use your hero's kit, those abilities work slightly differently with these modifiers, which is really interesting in my opinion. I know you guys are probably wondering what I think of the Lucia ones, and if I've seen the Lucia ones. I have. I was watching a bit of a streamer. She was covering all the heroes in the game. It was Aspen, so she's a support player. She was covering the supports first, and I saw the Lucio stuff, and it's pretty exciting. So he has some pretty busted stuff. Off the top of my head, what I remember is his sound wave can boot people even further back now. That's one of them. Another one is when he amps it up, his projectile speed is increased. And also when he's wall riding, he gets ammo back. So there's some really exciting things like that that make me really want to jump back in come season, I think 15 or whatever it is, when these changes get implemented. So yeah, here it is. It actually tells us down here. So yeah, this feels like the revival of plant skill trees that would have been given heroes different abilities that riffed on their base ones in PvE mode that was canceled in 2023. So exactly, yeah. This stuff kind of harkens back to what they had promised with PvE, that the heroes would be getting their own unique skills and perks and like talent trees and stuff like that for going up against, you know, enemy bots and whatnot. So to me, this all feels like they've kind of taken bits and pieces of that and have revamped it for PvP. They've reworked it to work in PvP. So in a way, we did get some PvE information in that we got this new information about PvP that is in the same spirit of what the PvE would have been like, you know, in a certain sense. So, okay, one example shown was Orisa. Yeah, we saw this. Also shown was the option to upgrade Anna to be able to use her damage-reducing nano boost ultimate on herself, giving her a power boost and a degree of survivability she otherwise doesn't have. That's really cool. This is the biggest fundamental change Overwatch 2 has introduced to its gameplay since the game launched. It'll be implemented in quick play and competitive modes in Season 15, beginning on February 18. Nice. So that's literally like less than a week. Yeah, like 6 days. We'll have impressions on the site very soon. Cool. Yeah. Dude, I saw this and I'm like, I saw the bow first for Hanzo before Hanzo just now. And I was like, am I looking at a Rivals article all of a sudden? Because I've been playing a lot of Hawkeye in Rivals and he's largely purple themed, right? That's his color palette. But yeah, this is something I forgot to mention myself earlier. They're adding in a new weapon skin, right? Like you can unlock with your competitive points. And very similar to Dark Matter from Black Ops 3, it's called Galaxy, I'm pretty sure. Or something like that. But I dig it because I love Dark Matter camo from Black Ops 3 and really just the CODs in general that have that specific purple galaxy colored Dark Matter or galaxy colored camo in general. BO6 being a recent example of that. So it's cool. Yeah, they're adding new rewards to the competitive mode, including a purple galactic skin for weapons. And yeah, this too, charms that show off your rank. Kind of neat, right? Not huge, but cool that that's there. Also coming to competitive are hero bands. Yeah, this was another big one. So hero bands are coming back. I know they briefly experimented with these, I think in Overwatch 1, right, a couple of years ago. So each team will be able to vote for 2 heroes each match. Actually, no, this works differently because back then that was like seasonal bans. Like specific heroes are banned for the entirety of the season, but now it's that you will actually be able to vote for 2 heroes each match with a ban applying to both teams. So this is kind of like higher elo and Marvel Rivals. I believe this is how it works. Marvel Rivals already has this in their competitive system, but it's for higher elos. In a future season, you'll also be able to vote between different maps before a match, but that will be coming sometime after hero bans. Yep, that's another one, is now you can, there's map voting, which I think is kind of awesome. This is something I've personally been waiting for a very long time. Like, I would, for a long time, wish that there was map voting, because as a Lucio main, as a Lucio one trick rather, I would be insta-locking Ilios every single time, or however many times I would be able to whenever that's available. Like any sort of map where I can boot people off the map, anytime that's going to show up now, I'm going to insta-lock that and immediately put on his perk that allows for you to boot people further away so I can get those slick environmental kills. Basically what all this is, right, in a way, for us Lucio mains and Lucio one tricks, this whole update, right, is an easy mode update for making it easier for us to boot people off the map with changes like these, right? Here's another massive thing. Loot boxes are coming back, believe it or not. So after years of backlash over Blizzard getting rid of loot boxes in favor of expensive cosmetics, Overwatch 2 is bringing them back in Season 15 to give you a random chance to unlock skins and other goodies. These will be found in weekly rewards and the free Battle Pass track, and the game will note the odds for different cosmetics before you open them. I think this is a pretty great way to bring back loot boxes, right? While retaining that Battle Pass system that they have. It basically throws folks a bone who don't really want to interface with the paid Battle Pass and don't want to contend with the ridiculous prices in the store sometimes, and want to be able to like try their luck at getting something really good, which is what Overwatch 1 was all about. And you can now do this in the free Battle Pass, which is nice. You can literally, you get more now for playing the game for free, which is amazing, you know? So this is a pretty big W in my opinion. This is something we mentioned too. This is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Probably the most requested thing next to PvE, right? Next to bringing back plans for PvE and all of that, is 6v6. Bring this back into the game, which they have. They were experimenting with it in its own little arcade mode, but now it's getting its own competitive queue, which is awesome. This might actually get me back. This is probably the thing that will get me back ultimately into Overwatch. So after recently testing a return to Overwatch's original 6v6 format, Blizzard is giving it a separate competitive queue in 15. This will be an open queue, but we'll have a limit of 2 tanks per team. I can see this eventually going in a role queue as well, and us basically being back to Overwatch 1. A lot of these changes clearly come across as, yeah, we, the developers, know more than you guys that, yeah, we fumbled as hard, and Overwatch 1 was the superior game where everything kind of was all right, and we didn't need to ultimately do anything to change anything up for the sequel and to even make the sequel in the first place. And with stuff like these, you can tell they're kind of trying to, in a very, as subtly as they can, go back to the way things were in Overwatch 1, revert back to Overwatch 1, because they're never going to come out and say that they messed up, right? So this is like, this is the most effective way from their perspective to actually slowly go back to the things they had in that game. Between that and things like we're about to see rank borders, right? Like when you play the game at the bottom left, you used to be able to see your rank. Now you can't in Overwatch 2, but with this update, they're bringing that back too. So this was really exciting for me as well. They're kind of cooking with these changes from the perspective, once again, of a Lucio one trick. Ghost meta is coming back for the Overwatch Classic thing that they implemented not long ago. Where they're going through the history and legacy of Overwatch with all the different metas there were over time. We recently played the very first iteration of this on stream a couple of months ago, where it was essentially, yeah, like Overwatch as it was in the very, very beginning. And I like how what they're doing with this is what a lot of people wanted, myself included, is that instead of just bringing back that exact same version of Overwatch from time to time, every couple of seasons, they will bring back different eras of Overwatch's history, not just that one. And this time it's GOATs, which is, for those of you who don't know, it rewarded Lucio players a whole bunch. That's a TLDR, and that's how I made it to GM as a Lucio for the very first time, by abusing this meta, the Lucio-friendly meta. So yeah, they're adding a new iteration of its nostalgia-driven Overwatch Classic mode that reverts the game to different points in its nearly 9-year lifespan. The next version will spotlight one of the most controversial metas, GOATs. This 3 tanks, 3 supports meta was prominent in 2019 and widely considered one of the lowest interest compositions to watch and play. Oh my god, I love how they wrote it that way. Because this is when the game was at its best for me, right? Just because, you know, Lucio main and all. Some theorize the reason Blizzard introduced role queue was to ensure competitive players can't run the composition. If you're feeling nostalgic, the GOATs Overwatch class will be available in 15. Nice. Yep, new heroes too. One of them is Freya. She looks really cool. She's got this crossbow, new damage hero. I love crossbows. Might try her out. Let's see what happens. I'm really excited. Wasn't a fan of the latest hero that they added, Hazard or whatever his name is, right? The tank. Very weird. I don't know if I like his kit. But yeah, one of the big headliners of the presentation was Freya. New damage hero, was a member of the original Overwatch before it was disbanded. Blizzard describes her as a high skill ceiling hero due to the precision required to master her kit. Uses the crossbow, is able to leap up high and slow down time with her alternate fire. As an ultimate that can drag enemies to a central point to rain down damage on them. Freya will join the roster in season 16. Cool. Aqua too. They didn't actually show off this hero. I remember they just showed some concept art for him. But yeah, he's like water based. He's got these like water abilities. He uses like, he's basically a magic tech hero. Kind of a cool concept. It made me realize that, yeah, the closest thing we have to a water-themed hero in Overwatch is Mei. And she's ice, so not exactly like one-to-one the same thing. This dude's straight up like a water airbender, it looks like, you know, like a water bender from, you know, the Avatar series. I haven't seen it, but it's something like that, I'd imagine. So that's cool. Blizzard did show concept art for this hero named Aqua. Guy's a Chinese water wielder who has one of the most unique ability sets in the game. But he'll be there in season 18, so we're gonna have to wait a minute for this guy. This was huge, no pun intended. Stadium mode. I don't know if I'm excited for this. I don't know if I'll really be playing this at all. This is definitely not for me, but I guess it's cool that they have been working on something this ambitious. And from what I understand, from what I've seen the community talking about, this is meant to be like a mode that is in Deadlock and something else. I haven't played those 2 games that I saw people talking about, but this, from what I understand, is meant to be Blizzard's kind of crack at that, and them trying to jump in on that. On top of that, it also has some Marvel Rivals DNA in it too, because you can actually play, you're going to be playing from the third person in this. So it says, let's actually read what it exactly is, right? Then this is the big stuff here that kind of caught my attention. But yeah, Stadium is a new mode coming to OW2 that includes mods, a new mechanic that lets you make your incremental upgrades to stats and abilities to create your own build for your character. You'll build one hero throughout a lengthy match that rapidly swaps between different maps and modes as a best of 7 game. At the beginning of each round, players are given access to an armory that can spend earned points from the previous round to upgrade their character's traits and abilities. So it's round-based, and between rounds, you're earning points, and you use points to basically invest into a skill tree of sorts. So this has got to be what harkens back the most to the PvE stuff. Like, this has to be the most amount of like stuff they took from their initial PvE plans and reworked into something PvP oriented, right? This was literally like almost, this is one-to-one, almost like what the PvE talent trees looked like when we saw that way back in the day when Overwatch 2 was first teased, like the original vision of it for PvE. But yeah, some examples given include Reaper being able to fly while in Wraith form, Soldier 76's healing station gaining increased range and delivering a power boost to those in its radius. Yeah, Kiriko being able to teleport across the map without having to target an ally. That's kind of crazy. And it's the ultimate fantasy of each hero, as they call it, cranking their ability sets to an absurd level of destruction and chaos. So the idea of it is cool. So like every single round, things are getting more chaotic as you buff the heroes. Yeah, it really does seem that way, Alex. Like a lot of the changes they're implementing seem to be kind of inching them closer towards MOBA status. It seems like they're kind of going, they're kind of leaning more heavily into that side of the genre, because Overwatch, at the end of the day, you could describe it as a hero shooter with MOBA elements, which is now kind of leaning in more heavily into those MOBA elements, especially with this update. Another notable aspect of Stadium is that it can be played either in first person or third person. Oh, so that's interesting. I missed that. You can actually switch to first person if you want. Okay. I mean, that's good for certain heroes like Lucio, like my main. He is, I went into this like, what's it called? Workshop custom player lobby once, where the idea was to play in third person. There's a player who somehow designed the lobby that way, and I chose Lucio, and I was like, yeah, this is impossible. There are a lot of heroes who are not conducive to third person play in Overwatch. Like, there are a lot of heroes who were designed specifically for that first person point of view, not the third person, and not like in Marvel Rivals. Stadium will launch at 14 heroes, and the rest of the cast added over time. Okay, that's actually pretty good, so it's not too overwhelming at the start. I have impressions of the mode on the site soon. I'll mess with it for sure when it's out, but right out the bat, my assumption is that I'm not really going to be playing this mode a whole bunch. It doesn't sound like it's for me. Mythic skins for the next few seasons. Yeah, I saw this. I remember the Zenyatta skin looks amazing. Zen mains are going to be eating good. Yeah, so Zen skin based on the mythological Chinese creature called a Pixiu. That's coming in 15. Juno's getting one too, I remember. Diva's getting one as well. I remember seeing the character designer, or sorry, one of the character artists talking about how her and her team weren't focusing on Diva for a while because they were busy with the other skins, and Diva was going to be a very big time sink. But that they finally got around to it, and I could tell why. Like, that skin looks ridiculously detailed. Once again, I recommend you guys check out the live stream, the Overwatch Spotlight, if you guys are curious as to what these all look like. But yeah, the Diva skin looks amazing. Additionally, Widow, Mercy, and Reaper will each get a mythic weapon, true, over the next 3 seasons. The Mercy one looked adorable, man. I know Ian is going to absolutely love the Mercy weapon. That shit looked adorable. New collab. I'm not familiar with these folks. I apologize, but yeah, I'm not going to try and read that. I'll make a fool of myself. They're returning to the Overwatch 2 world. Cool Beans collab. Collabs are cool. I'm hoping for another anime one. I know they did a Avatar one not long ago, but I've never been an Avatar guy. I'm just hoping for the day they do a Dragon. Just give me a Dragon Ball one, and like make Doomfist someone super Dragon Ball coded, right? And then I can die happy, right? Like, there's so many like Dragon Ball characters that you could theme most of the Overwatch skins around. Like, there's so much potential there, right? That's all I want. That's what I'm personally wishing for someday, somewhere. But yeah, okay, so some esports stuff. I know they were talking about that. They're reworking some maps. True. That's everything. Cool. Real quick, went over the TLDR for the Overwatch 2 changes that are coming up. And once again, if you guys want more details on this stuff, I recommend you check out the video here, the Overwatch 2 Spotlight. I probably will put this segment on the main YouTube channel where I go over all of this, and I will overlay some of what I'm talking about with this video here. So if you guys are going to watch this on YouTube, or if you are watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to have that to look forward to if you haven't seen the video already. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me today. I might come back a little bit later for some Rivals, if not tomorrow. Yeah, I might come back tomorrow for some Rivals. I don't know if I'll be playing tonight. But fun little stream that we did here. Checked out the state of play, some of the Overwatch changes. Once again, excited for, I forget what it's called already, but I'll look it up again. The Returnal Spiritual Successor by Housemarque. Very cool. And the Lies of P DLC, of course. Some fun stuff to look forward to, man. And even if we didn't get the trailers that we might have got into this event looking for, we, no doubt are going to get most of those pretty soon. Like, for me, personally, Death Stranding 2 in a month, alongside the release date, I'd imagine. I think, knowing that game is going to come out this year, probably it's going to be around that fall-ish period. I would imagine it'll be around November, kind of like the first game. Kind of like the first game was 6 years ago. That's my bet. But anywho's, we'll have that to look forward to. When that happens, if it's live, we'll be here reacting to it. If it's not, I'll do like a pre-recorded something and put that on the main YouTube channel, as I always do. And April 2nd is the Nintendo Switch stuff as well. That's right. We got to check that out as well. A lot of things to look forward to, like I said. Great time to be alive and doing the playing of the games, right? But anywho's, thank you guys. Thanks, Alex and Pickle, for tuning in today. I really appreciate it, guys. Very kind of you. Do appreciate you checking this out with me. Have a damn good one, folks. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all very soon. Probably tomorrow, like I said, for more Rivals. And yeah, we'll go from there. Have all the fun. All right? But until then, keep on keeping on.